Buying a car doesn't have to suck, but getting a 1-star review does. We're going on 2 years in business and we haven't received a legitimate 1-star review from a customer until now. We got this review and I'm not sure exactly how to handle it. So about a month ago, we just got done looking at a house with our middle daughter. She's looking to buy a house. It was exciting times. And we're all standing out back talking about this house, if it was gonna be a good fit for her or not, and then also what we learned. It was a really awesome moment. And then all of a sudden, on my phone, I get a 1-star review. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We've got all of our reviews from our customers. How are we getting a 1-star review? And then I look at it. I'm like, that name. And then it says, I bought a 2008 RAV4 that immediately had engine problems. I asked my wife, have we sold a 2008 RAV4? I'm like, RAV4. Oh, by the way, that box right there, Toys for Tots. It's empty. We need your help. If you want to help a child have a wonderful Christmas this year, I never had a good Christmas when I was a kid, so it's a huge passion that we help as many kids as we possibly can. Hop on Amazon, send a toy to the car store, and we'll donate it in your name. So we talked a little bit more about this RAV4, and I'm like, this sounds familiar, but I just can't remember it. And Grant was out there. I'm like, Grant, have you ever sold a 2008 RAV4? And Grant said, no. So I'm like, what? How are they coming up with this? So the story goes on, the oil drains, and there are multiple engine issues such as cylinder 1 misfire, check engine light is always blinking on and off, the engine is always rattling. For the model of buying a car doesn't have to suck, spending 11 grand on a hunk of failing metal, buying a car there definitely sucks. Even though the car had 160,000 miles, which problems are definitely a higher risk, $11,000 is a bit of a ripoff. Great people though. Hey, they love us. I think that's the only 1-star review I've ever gotten in my life that says, hey, we like these people. So I look up the name, I can't find anything, and then so I start looking for 2008 RAV4 on my computer, and I'm like, oh, we did sell this car. We took it in on trade and sold another Toyota to a customer in Evansville, and the customer who bought this was local to us. Matter of fact, he's so local that he had good recommendation to come here because we sell good cars. He was in Florida and his dad got all of his money and came in and bought the car for his son. So the son never came here to look at the car to pick it up. We had just gotten it in. We haven't even done our inspection yet. And guess what? Grant, why did you not sell a car like this?
I wasn't employed at the time.
That's right. And how long have you been here?
A year and 2 months.
13 months. I had to do the math. 12 plus 1, 13. 13 months. That's because we sold this car 15 months ago. I've never heard from the customer. How do we get a 1-star review 15 months after buying a used car with 160,000 miles? And mind you, we do this amazing inspection on the cars and we have to, after the whole lady who bought the car and put 12,000 miles on it in 6 months decided to try to sue us and get her money back, we came up with a new form that says our inspection is not an implied warranty. Our inspection is done to make sure that we're selling a good car. And at the time of inspection, this was a good car. And we never heard from this customer for 15 months. So as I'm getting ready to respond to the customer, I was thinking through the processes. Do I call the customer because the review just came in? The customer might be upset, so I don't know if calling the customer is the right move because I'm not calling to escalate the situation. So as I'm thinking through my response on Google, the customer actually calls me. So the customer writes a review and 15 minutes later calls me and he explains. I'm like, what's going on? And he just goes on and tells me that he wrote the review because he's got a misfire in cylinder 1 and that he's just a little frustrated right now. And we had a really good conversation. Super, super nice guy. Don't have anything negative to say about him. I hope he does business with us again, gives us an opportunity because I'll remember this and we'll take care of him for sure. But I ended up asking him what was the purpose of his call and he says, I don't know. I'm just upset with the car right now. And I told him, I'm like, I get that, but you haven't communicated with us one time in 15 months. And so since he's having a check engine light come on, I said, that's the same thing happening that if your engine just dies and seizes up and you got no warning out of it. So say that happened, but you had no check engine light. It'd be nice to have a check engine light that your engine wouldn't seize up and break down on you, right? He says, yeah. I said, that's this scenario. You are having issues, but you don't tell anybody. I was like, I'm not saying that I'm gonna fix anything for you, but I definitely have resources and I'm here for you after the sale. I've done this for 24 years now and I want to help people. So it's just an interesting story that I was a little taken back by, and my response to him is, we sincerely apologize for any inconvenience and frustration you have faced with your '08 RAV4. We understand the importance of trustworthy and reliability when purchasing a vehicle, and it's disheartening to hear that your experiences were not met. And that's really important to me, right? It's extremely important to me that we do sell good cars, and we can't foresee the future. Things can pop up overnight. We never know what's gonna happen tomorrow with a car. We don't know what's gonna happen 10 feet down the road with a car. I tell them exactly what I tell everyone. We genuinely appreciate every customer that chooses our dealership. It's crucial for us to know about any issues. As of now, we have no record of communication from you regarding the concerns you mentioned. We encourage our clients to reach out to us directly for any post-purchase issues that we can help work together to find a solution. And that's the huge thing, is find a solution. Hey, go see this person, go see that person. I got a really good customer that I sold at Bachman a few times, that he bought a car and he's got an engine oil leak. And I said, first of all, we need to get it inspected to find out where the oil leak is coming from. And then I asked him, is it from the top or the bottom? It's coming from the bottom. And I'm like, you know what? If you're in the area, stop by. Let me look at it for 10 minutes and see if I can figure it out. If it's an oil pan seal, that's something super simple. If it's more, then we'll look into it and see if we can find a solution for that customer. And this customer will come back and buy cars from me, and he'll appreciate that advice because he knows that he bought a used car, he knows that it's gonna have problems, and he knows that he's gonna have to fix those problems. But having a resource to have a solution or a recommendation of go-to to save some money and frustration is key, and that's where I love to help people with this stuff. And then I just go on and say, hey, it's essential to note that purchasing a 15-year-old vehicle with high mileage, like 161,000 miles on your RAV4, does come with inherent risk. While we do our best to ensure reliability of every vehicle we sell, the natural wear and tear associated with older high mileage vehicles can lead to unexpected issues. We all know that stuff, right? And I just say, hey, please reach out to us directly if there's any help, because I was already in the mix of writing this when he called. We hung up the phone and he's seemingly happy with me. I don't know, and I don't want to ask him to take that 1-star review down, because we're not a perfect dealership. There's nobody out there perfect. And I do ask you to not go write a 5-star review, because I really want our reviews to reflect people who are buying from us. Unfortunately, we do have some 1-star reviews from haters out there that typically work for a dealership because they don't like me sharing with you the tips and tricks to not get screwed over by car dealers. So please don't write me a 5-star review to overcome this 1-star review. We only want our customers to write reviews for us. But what can I learn from this? What can I do better for this? We follow up with our customers. We reach out to them on routine basis, usually like twice a year. Send them a text, send them an email. Hey, how's everything going? Is there anything more that I can do to prevent this from happening in the future? Because I ran into another situation. We sold a car. We inspected it. We only had it here a couple days. Customer came in and bought it. We did the inspection that day. He came in and bought it the next day. And then 3 days later, he's got transmission fluid on his garage floor. So I said, hey, you know what? Bring it in. We'll look at it. And it's a $120 part. It's actually ended up being $290 after everything was said and done from the transmission shop, but we fixed it. And then the customer is like, what if? I'm afraid I'm gonna get a 1-star review again on this. And again, it's not our fault. We helped the customer, we fixed it, and unfortunately we have a form for the customer to sign that they're releasing us of any liability, because when we fix something on a goodwill basis, now the law can state that that's a warranty when actually it's just goodwill. So that's gonna come up too, I'm sure. So that's my story of my very first legitimate 1-star review here at the dealership. I look forward to your comments down below, because you guys actually do teach me a lot, and I love to learn from your point of view what I can do better to make car buying not suck. And of course, don't forget to send us some toys for our Toys for Tots drive.